NBC Sports presents the 1987 Rose Bowl. Brought to you by Michelob. So exceptionally smooth, the night belongs to Michelob. By Mitsubishi, who invites you to test drive their new 1987 cars and trucks. Mitsubishi, perfecting the experience. And by Shearson Lehman Brothers and the Serious Investor. Minds over money.
Entertaining this crowd of over 100,000, the University of Michigan Marching Band. They were the first collegiate band to appear here at the Rose Bowl. That was back in 1948, the year their team, the Wolverines, won 49-0. The emotions are beginning to build here in Pasadena. And Merlin Olsen at this stage, perhaps at no time today, maybe in their entire lives, will these young men feel the adrenaline more.
There's no question. You want your team emotional. You want them pumped up. You want that adrenaline going through their system. That gives you an edge. But it's a two-edged sword, Dick. If they get too high, if that anxiety sets in, there can be big mistakes out of that emotion. You only have to go back to last year's Rose Bowl game between Iowa and UCLA. Ronnie Harmon, All-American running back, who fumbled only one time all season long, fumbled 4 times in the first half in that game.
And the Hawkeyes never recovered, and UCLA won handily. So the emotions will be an unknown. There'll be other factors, and head coach of the Wolverines, Bo Schembechler, he's been scratching his head trying to figure how he can improve on that 1-6 record. And he's worried about team speed, and how do you measure it?
When we look at Arizona State, they're playing mostly on natural turf. They look very quick and fast. When we look at our film and we're on artificial turf, we look like we have enough speed to match them. But then you come out here and you play on the natural turf. I don't know whether we slow down or not. Maybe that's one of the excuses we ought to use for not doing well out here. But the speed factor is one of the biggest concerns we have going into this game.
Team speed, Merlin Olsen. How do you rate it?
There's no question that Bo is worried about it. And in the matchups that we've seen between the Pac-10 and the Big Ten, I believe the Pac-10 has always had a relative speed advantage, and particularly among the big men.
How about today?
I agree with what he said in terms of being worried about it, because I think that Arizona State has a team speed advantage.
All right, let's look at the other specifics. We'll go to the offense initially. 2 giant offensive lines.
Not only big and strong, but look at those numbers. You don't find that size lines anywhere in the NFL. Arizona State 6'5", 280 on the average. And Michigan, not as tall, but even bigger.
Each is anchored by an All-America, Danny Villa, a tackle for Arizona State, and Jumbo John Elliott for the University of Michigan. Which team has the edge?
I give the edge to Arizona State. Both big and strong and smart, but Arizona State the quicker offensive line.
All right, rate the quarterbacks for us. Jim Harbaugh goes for the University of Michigan against Jeff Van Rapport.
Both quarterbacks throw the ball very well, and they're both fine quarterbacks. But I've got to agree with those who made Harbaugh an All-American selection. He's the most consistent of the two.
And Van Rapport has his day of reckoning today, a chance to prove his worth.
That's right. He wants to show everybody he's as good or maybe even better.
Running backs.
This is an area in which Michigan has the advantage. Arizona State does not have the big fullback like a Bob Perriman. That will hurt them on short yardage situations. And Jamie Morris back there, sawed up 5'7", very quick. He's going to be squirting through there all day. If they're going to win, they need to establish that running attack.
Jamie Morris, the younger brother of Joe Morris, the great running back of the New York Giants, and built in the same mold, and he is quite a runner. We'll watch him closely. Defense, overall, the consensus, Arizona State is the better team.
I agree with that, Dick. Michigan does not have the kind of dominant athletes that they traditionally have brought to this game on defense, especially in that front 7. And because of that, the key for them is movement. You'll see a lot of slants. You'll see them mixing their defenses. You'll see them shifting around on defense a great deal.
All right, then how does the University of Michigan attack the team that you say has the better defense, Arizona State?
Arizona State, probably the thing they do best is run to the football. If Michigan is going to play effectively against them out of the eye and out of they can't run laterally. That's not going to work. You can't do that out of the wishbone or the eye. You've got to go up inside. You've got to split out that Arizona State defense and attack them up the middle. If they can do that effectively, I think they can give that defense some fits.
Well, you mentioned the wishbone used by Michigan. Arizona State has worked hard on that, and it does concern them. Time now to go down to the field for the presentation of our national anthem here, the University of Michigan Band.
This is Group Band's H. Robert Reynolds, leads the Michigan Marching Band.